just so funny how much I'm
this.
comfortable in this world's skin.
That's so cool.
It's super
I
weird.
appreciate that you like that. Yeah.
And I've been playing with my buddy Jay Prince, who you may or may not know. I've been playing with Jay Prince, and he agrees with me. Like, he's like, people who are upset about this game haven't played it.
A lot of them know.
They haven't dug in and fucking played it. But, you know, like, with the amount of negative bullshit that went out there about it, I'm not surprised you didn't play it.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Emergent Gamer Podcast. Episode 190, brought to you by the OG Podcast Network. I am Neo Ayoshi, and with me, as always,
is prisoner 567894420.
You watching Arrow?
No.
Prisoner 5. You were close. He's like
really?
Yeah, because he's in jail.
No, because he's in prison.
He's in prison. He's like prisoner 587. It's like 587 or something like that.
No. I was just, and I know our listeners, our viewers right now can see this, but
yes.
I know our listeners can't see this. So, anyone listening, can you tell us about the elephant in the room, Neo?
You look like a big baby.
I look like a big baby. You look like a baby.
You hit a milestone today.
Yes, I did.
You did hit
Well,
a milestone.
actually, I hit it last night.
You hit it last night. Okay.
Playing Fallout 76.
Oh, very nice.
Last night we were playing Fallout 76, and I hit 1,000 followers on Mixer. I heard that the goal to partnership at Mixer is only 2,000.
Oh, wow, you're halfway
and
there.
It's not even about viewership with Mixer. I heard it's just about followers. Which is weird, because I don't understand how they would consider that. Like, the reason why Twitch has viewership as the milestone is because viewership means steady watching. The 1,000 followers I have on Mixer, I don't think that really translates to much of anything.
Doesn't translate to views or
one thing
like
I
that.
will say though about Mixer, the Mixer crew, the guys who came into my stream because of Mixer, is they're more loyal, or more consistent, I should say, than Twitch, and that's not Twitch's fault. That's because Twitch is inundated.
Right.
There's so many people twitching. That, like, you have a lot to do and you have a lot of friends.
It's a very established platform already.
And you have limited time, and it's like, oh, I want to visit all my friends at least once. So, like, the Mixer crowd is there on a consistent basis because there's nothing else. There's this vacuum of people.
Right.
And I'm also somebody who's not playing Fortnite, which is like everyone on Mixer.
Sure.
Everyone is playing Fortnite.
Trip is definitely very much in the, I believe in this platform is just going to grow. That's his, like, stance, which is why he abandoned Twitch altogether.
I think it has a lot of growth. I mean, I've been growing, so it's not like it's not growing. People are following me, but are the follows of quality? I don't know.
Who knows?
Not seeing that yet.
But your goal for hitting 1,000 followers on Mixer was?
What do you mean?
You had a milestone. Once you hit that milestone.
Oh, once I hit the milestone of 1,000. Sorry, I told people in the stream. Well, it was actually 2 milestones. I wanted to hit 2,000 on Twitch and 1,000 on Mixer. That's what I said. And I said I will not shave my beard or my head until that happens.
I'm glad you didn't go full bald.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't Heisenberg
I
that
really,
shit.
because you would have just looked like a. I'm not. I think you're a handsome man, but I would never.
No, but my head looks like a pumpkin. Yeah, I
would never. Oh, me too, dude. Look, welcome to the pumpkin club. I got a fucking melon.
Fucking weird pumpkin with eyes, dude. That's me.
I'm glad you looking sexy though. You are looking sexy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hit the 2,000 on Twitch a couple months back.
Oh, nice.
It was a while ago.
Wow.
On Twitch, I'm actually edging toward 2,200.
I love edging.
At this point. So do I.
I know.
Edging's amazing.
It's the best.
Yeah, that's dirty. He brought up some dirty shit.
Go on.
But I was edging toward. That's so dirty now. Yeah, I was edging toward Twitch, 2,200 on Twitch just recently, so I'm getting real close to that. And then just past 1,000 on Mixer. So
Man, you're killing it. You're killing it.
Well, it's growing. So and I'm more and more confident in the idea of continuing with the Mitch channel. And I think I have a plan of attack or a plan of strategy for when time comes for me to accept partnership at one or the other.
So you're gonna pick eventually.
Not pick and drop. I'm going to pick and then do a set schedule, like 3 days a week or whatever for one and 3 for the other one. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's how I think it'll work out, because then the communities will have set schedules and they'll know exactly when I'll be on, and I'll just do that.
Wow. All right.
That's if I ever have to accept partnership from somebody. But if I don't have to ever accept partnership, and I can make some kind of like sponsor type money in the future at some point, like I'll just do that. I'd rather just have a sponsor pay me to be not exclusive to either of those fucking companies.
That would be the ideal.
Like the whole concept of like being a shill for a corporation is like super greasy to me. Mm-hmm. Like I would rather do this entire thing without. I mean,
that's my whole shtick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want
that.
I don't want to necessarily be like, if I want to have a fair and impartial podcast, how can I ever shill for one or the other? Like I got to be able to rip Twitch apart whenever I need to,
right? And
rip
that's why
Mixer apart.
I don't like. I would never want to, like, if we ever get to a point where we're like being sponsored by, companies, I would never want to be sponsored by like a game, because then when something doesn't sit well with me in the game that we're currently being paid by, I wouldn't be able to talk. I wouldn't be able to speak honestly about it, and that bothers me.
Oh, the problem is I can speak honestly about anything and will, even if I'm fucking partnered with that organization.
Sure.
And that's the problem. Like I should seriously, strongly consider never really entering something unless I am confident in the product. And if the product takes a dive, I gotta explain to them ahead of time. Just so you know, if your product takes a dive and there's some fucking problem with it, I'm going to rip it a new asshole publicly. That's just what I'm going to do.
and that's fair. That is
if
your
you don't
right.
if you don't agree to these terms, then we're not signing this contract.
Sure.
That's just how I'm going to be, because that's the kind of person I am.
Love dreaming big like that. Dreaming big. Well, congratulations on hitting 1,000.
Thanks,
very
man.
Cool.
Yeah, it was
good. We're gonna have a nice Fallout 76 discussion coming up.
We are.
But before that, did you have anything else you wanted to just talk about? Anything you want to fill in?
Well, I was just going to tell you that I am still playing Red Dead off stream.
Yeah,
I will not stream it.
What chapter are you on?
2.
All right. We won't be talking about Red Dead today. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't spoil that at all, because
that game is just massive.
I really do want to play it, but the thing is I got caught up in the challenges. Like the average person goes in, they barrel through the story. I'm not. Like I come in and I go, what challenge can I work on today?
I'm close
like the bandit challenges.
to doing that.
You're doing all the challenges?
No, I'm close to doing like barreling through the story, because I want to play the story.
Yeah, I know.
But what challenges do you speak of?
So all the challenges, the bandit challenges, the picking herbs challenges. Literally the other night I spent 4 hours trying to find berries.
Oh, Jesus. There's no easy way to find them, is there?
Well, you get like maps that tell you like where things could be located.
The general
and then
area.
Then you use your what's the Sixth Sense?
You click on both sticks.
Yeah.
That thing
when you click on both sticks, he can like kind of see like a little. It's
sprinkles.
Like yellow sprinkles coming up off the ground.
Now, one thing I noticed, if you find specific things on the map, he will mark the map.
Does he?
Yeah, like for example, I was hunting some animals, and I found a specific animal, and then once I opened the map in my area, you saw.
Oh, I didn't
you
realize
see a
that.
little picture of like the deer or like.
I should go see if the map has any like flowers on there.
That's a good. I haven't specifically looked for flowers.
I have a thing where
I
have a thing where I specifically have to find like certain berries and eat them.
That's a interesting.
It's challenge number 3 or 4 of the herbal
challenge.
Yeah, you got to eat berries.
Is there a screen where you can look these challenges up?
Oh, I'm sure there's a wiki where I could look up the answer.
No, but like in the game, like where it's tracking your challenges, like tracking your
progress.
progress.
Yeah. Okay. You just hit the left D-pad. And then up comes your list of quests. But if like in that screen, if you hit the bumpers, you'll move into the challenge section. You'll see where you are.
Oh. That's why I'm looking in the pause menu the start menu. nothing's there. Like it's just the map.
No,
and your
well, it can be
character.
found on the pause menu too.
Oh,
It's under progress.
well, clearly,
But it's easiest to get to the left D-pad. But the bandit ones are really interesting. Right now, my bandit challenge is steal 6 horses and sell them.
Oh,
I haven't even started on it. The one that was a super bitch was rob 4 stores in one day.
4 stores in one day.
Yeah.
One calendar.
What would you do?
In-game day.
No, the only 3 towns that I. Okay.
See,
how would you accomplish it if you had to attempt it?
Later in the game, there's more towns.
I know.
So
name the. I know there's major towns.
Valentine.
What would you do in order to achieve that? Because a lot of people have done a lot of things online. I'll tell you how I did it.
It's hard. Oh, you did do it.
I did do it.
So you would rob from one place.
Mm-hmm.
Then you either run to the train station, postmaster.
You can rob the postmaster?
Pay off your bounty real quick. Hop on the train.
Interesting concept.
Wait, I don't know how much time passes if you hop.
You
on the
can't
train.
hop on a train.
You can't hop on the train. Okay.
Because too much time will pass.
Right.
It's in real time in game as the sun is moving across the sky, which, as we know, moves very fast in that game.
It does. Yeah. I believe it does move faster during peak hours of the day, and then it slows down.
So 4 stores have to be robbed, and they can only be shops. You can't rob. You can't rob the train station. You can't rob the butcher.
So like the general stores.
Can't rob the butcher.
Right.
Can't rob him either.
You can't just rob the same town over and over again either.
You can.
Oh, is that what you do?
Well, you can. I don't think you can rob the same store, but you could rob 3 stores in one town if you wanted to.
Oh, then I would just I would go from Valentine to whatever that other close town is.
Strawberry?
Strawberry,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, so online, what this guy recommended was you rob a store in Valentine, leave the town, lose your heat, go back in, rob a store, leave the town, go back in, rob the store in Valentine. So 3 stores. Then move to Strawberry and rob the Strawberry last.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how I did it. I started in Strawberry. Then I robbed 2 stores in Valentine, the gun shop and the general, because they're not as close to each other. And then
did you trigger any kind of like alert? Like
I did.
Oh, okay.
And I had to run away from the town. I actually killed 4 or 5 people who were chasing me, bounty hunters.
Oh, wow.
Got out of the town, lost my heat, went right back into town, went to the gunsmith, and he was cool.
Yeah.
He was totally, it took a while. I had to wait like maybe an hour or 2. But I was able to go back in, rob the gunsmith. From the gunsmith, though, I had serious heat, and the town went into lockdown. Lockdown, because I killed so many people. I killed the gunsmith.
What does lockdown mean? Is they close like
you
the
get
shutters?
There's a red border around the town, and for the entire rest of the day, you can't get into the town.
They identify you. They identify
all the stores are locked, and you get identified by anybody if you're walking in range of the town.
Wow, you have to wear your bandana though, right?
Right, I did the whole time.
The whole time.
So I did Strawberry first, which is, that's rob and then run, and then you're immediately out of town. There's only 1 store there.
Yeah.
Then I did the general store. I went in the back door for that. Robbed the guy.
Door.
Left. Didn't even kill anybody for that. Left. Went out of town. Had a little heat on me. I think maybe I had like 1. I didn't even kill the general store guy at all.
Nice.
Then I snuck in the back door of the gunsmith, but he always pulls a gun on you. And I had to shoot him. And then I shot 4 or 5 lawmen on the way out. And at that point, it was a race. And I didn't know where to go. And I went into Rhodes thinking that Rhodes was my answer, but I had a $300 bounty in Rhodes.
Oh, they didn't like
and
that.
And had to keep going. And I was by the way, it's not to the end of the day from whenever you start. If you start at 4 in the morning, you can't start at 4 in the morning. It's from when the shops are open, 8 to 8.
Oh, so full day of the shops being open.
Shops being open.
So it's really like 12 hours.
So I was racing like a bat out of hell on my way to Saint Denis.
I haven't even been there yet.
And it was 6:30.
Cutting it close.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got into Saint Denis and I went straight to the doctor's office. And I robbed the medical guy in Saint Denis and got the bounty. Got the challenge. So like that's a really fucking hard one to do.
That sounds fun though.
But that's what I recommend. I recommend you really should do it like this. You should start in Strawberry, fuck doing more than one in Valentine. Do Strawberry, one in Valentine, one in Rhodes, and then the final one in Centenay, or in the opposite order.
You don't want to spend too much time dwelling on each town.
No,
you just want
like it's a waste of time. All you got to do is come in because you won't have any heat when you can make it from in one day. You can make it from Strawberry to Centenay in no problem in one day. So it's best to do like one in each town. But remember, with these challenges, they don't unlock until you finish the ones before that.
Right.
And I don't even remember. This challenge is like the 4th challenge, and I don't remember the ones that are before that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know the very first one of the bandit challenges is rob 5 people in town, in any town. And the best way to do that is without a gun. You do it with a knife.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you pull out a knife and you rob them with a knife to their throat, and there's less of a hoopla.
That's a good tip.
I didn't even know that until I decided to do it. And then the guy, basically after I robbed the guy, he just walked away like, whatever, and I didn't even get a bounty.
Right.
So definitely for that first challenge, use the knife as opposed to holding people at gunpoint.
It's good. That's a good tip right there for everyone listening.
So we don't have to go any more into this. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I've been. Holidays are coming up. Strapped on time, haven't been able to really play Red Dead.
Yeah, you're gonna rip into it.
I think I'm definitely gonna use some vacation time, and that's because the moment it occurred to me in Red Dead where I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be like Spider-Man. This is gonna take forever to play because of just the nature of the game. How slow paced everything is.
Yeah.
But I really want to enjoy it. I can't play this game in short bursts. Like my play style, like PUBG and Blackout and all the Call of Duty, like Spider-Man, you can pick these games up for 30 minutes to an hour, have a good time, and then you can step away. Even Fallout, that makes it very difficult, which we'll jump into. That's another game where you look at the clock and holy shit, it's like 2 a.m. That's like what Fallout currently is.
Well,
we'll get into that. You don't have to bring up Fallout yet.
I play Red Dead in 45. The smallest increment I'll do is 45 minutes, and in that 45-minute increment, I was able to play one mission.
Right,
and that was it,
and that's it. Yeah. So like you have to be like, okay, if I play one mission, I bet I'll get sucked in for like an hour or 2 hours. Like sometimes it can take longer though. Like just no matter what, because you're riding like with your compatriots through to whatever the next thing is. So it's like, man, what a game though. I really want to see it to the end. I'm hearing nothing but great things about the story.
I've heard negative things about the story. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to.
No, I don't want you to tell me.
I haven't heard the specifics of what happens in the story. Right. Here's what I heard, which is also mentioned in Jim Quisition's video on it.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch Jim Quisition's video?
Not.
Jim Sterling says that
on Red Dead,
and 2 other people I've talked to agreed, and this is consistent with GTA. I mean, GTA was just like this. That all the final missions are really just shooting galleries.
Sure. Well, a lot of the game is just a shooting gallery. When you get into like shootouts, it's you behind cover. Cover system's not amazing in the game. It's very clunky. You're very, very clunky.
And it's almost like impossible to use in first person.
I was just thinking because I just did a mission where I was burning some fields or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm just going to use first person here, see how it feels. And I'm holding my dual revolvers up, and I'm like, there's no crosshair. I don't know if I'm hitting the guy. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like
the novelty of first person. So first week we talked about this game, I probably was like, great. First person's amazing. I'm going to play the whole game in first person. Well, I tried. The novelty of first person is cool, but the game functions as a third person game.
I want to say just like GTA 5.
Yeah,
because they
didn't leave their roots.
They patched that in later in GTA 5's life.
I don't think they patched it in later in this. It seems like developed for this, but
right.
They're just not good at it.
No, it's not good. It's not great. It is not great. Yeah. Honestly, I wish they took a lot of the. Did you play Max Payne 3?
I did. I loved it.
I thought it played great. I wish they kind of like figured out a way to get the shooting of that more into Red Dead.
You've been talking about how you don't like the shooting in this, and I don't really have a problem with it.
No,
because I'm mostly in Deadeye.
And I think you rely you have to rely heavily on.
No,
Deadeye
I rely heavily on the stuff I craft.
The way the aiming feels on the sticks.
It's awkward.
It's really awkward for me. It's not as smooth as like a. I know, and like sometimes you go too far. Sometimes it's not enough. You can never just really, and lining it up on someone's head is weird. Like you gotta like do the auto lock feature and then kind of drag it up a little bit.
Oh no, this game shines in hip fire capacity.
Oh sure, yeah.
Fuck aiming.
Like
literally,
and I love the idea of just going bam, bam, bam,
now,
bam. You know,
did you go through all
Ocelot style?
This is really important. Did you go through all the quests of the old gunslingers you got to find?
No, I want to do that.
Okay, here's why you need to do that.
I'm going to do that.
Every single one of them except for the woman.
Right.
Who you don't, I don't want to spoil. But anyway, the woman does not give you a gun. The other 3 guys give you really good pistols.
Oh, shit. I should have done these right away.
Dude, the one dude like gives you a pistol where if you go in the hip fire, it's like, it's almost a machine gun. It's like,
oh, it's faster than the double action.
It's not an automatic. I don't want you to give you that impression.
But like the double action is a revolver.
I think, I don't know. I haven't shot the double action because I'm not that far enough in the story.
Okay.
But I see that. I imagine they are double action guns. Maybe it's the same speed.
You're making me want to go hunt some gunmen.
I did. I did all of them. Oh, dude, the one that takes you up into the snow, super cinematic. Going up to visit that guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a great one. I love going to get that guy.
And I'm guessing you get into nice like shootouts with them. You get into like a.
I don't want to spoil any of that.
Okay, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
They're all different in how you interact with them. There is a talking bit before you get into anything with any of them.
Cool.
But you get, like I said, you get 3 really cool guns from each of them.
Well, I know what I'm doing later.
And the woman's fun too. Like I just like that character that they created for the woman gunslinger. I can't remember her name. It's like Betty or Betsy or something. Like she's just really cool. I want her to be more of a character in the game, but I don't think she's coming back after I completed that.
Well, I guess that's Sadie's role.
Yeah, I mean,
because she's turning into a really
this
cool
woman
character.
is like the woman you go to talk to is like an aging gunslinger.
Gotcha.
You know, she reminds me of the profile of Calamity Jane. Do you know who Calamity Jane? Oh, God.
Is she an old Western? Like, is this
yes,
a Western
a famous Western woman.
Sounds familiar.
No. Famous Western. Did you watch Deadwood?
No.
Okay, there's an actress who actually plays Calamity Jane in Deadwood.
Oh, cool.
Probably, I don't. This woman lived over 100 years ago.
Is she like Annie Oakley?
No, Calamity Jane was like.
I know Annie Oakley.
Annie Oakley was a trickster. She shot guns. She was like a show.
Trick shot.
She was an entertainer.
Oh, cool.
Calamity Jane was a legitimate like cowboy who killed people.
Cool.
Shot them in the street just as murderously as Billy the Kid.
Very nice.
But that's what this old aging gunslinger reminds me of, Calamity Jane. So
nice.
It's cool.
Well, I'll definitely look into
watch
that.
fucking Deadwood if you haven't. Jesus, the actress playing her is fucking amazing.
Oh, really?
Oh, God. She's so good.
Remind me later. Remind later. I'll check it out. But that's cool. We're caught up on that. Should I talk about a little bit of what else I've been playing?
What have you been playing?
Well, I've reinstalled Star Citizen.
Yeah, Trip Zero did too, didn't he?
They had I remember talking about it on the show with him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is like a while ago.
No. On Twitter recently, he said that he had reinstalled it.
Cool. That I'm gonna have to message.
It's a shame
him
he
later.
isn't here this week.
Yeah, he's feeling under the weather. We miss him very much.
Yeah.
I'll have to message him and see if he wants to team up with me because we can play together. They released a major patch to the beta client that they've been spoon feeding everyone who's bought into the game. And let me tell you, all the performance issues that I have had with this early access game that they've provided, gone. The game runs so well now. It looks great. It controls great. I didn't plug I have a HOTAS, hands-on throttle and stick. That's what they call the whole mechanism of the joystick.
You bought it for that?
A bunch of years ago, yes.
For Star Citizen?
And Elite Dangerous, which is another one. I bought it for flight simulators. But yes,
but
mostly
it works,
Star Citizen.
Okay, it works with any flight simulator that you play.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, and it's mainly I want the authentic nature of feeling like I'm flying a ship.
Sure.
And it's cool. It's real cool. I'll have to dig it out. It's packed away right now, but I just logged in and played for like an hour or two, and holy shit, it feels like a game.
Yeah, I don't understand the premise of the game, so can you explain it?
It's very ambitious. It's a very ambitious game. It is currently...
Would I like it?
Honestly, possibly.
Probably.
It's currently not a game yet. it's right now it's a bunch of ideas that they've kind of constructed, and they're like, here, try these out. So there's the open world open universe nature to the game that they want to involve. They want. Do you know what EVE Online is? You familiar with EVE?
Yeah, it's like a macro view of like space exploration and shipbuilding.
Yes, and it's a very much a player-driven economy. It's a very you're like a living person in this universe, and you make your own way. That's kind of the idea that they're going for here, where you'll pick up bounties, you'll do all kinds of missions.
How does that cease to be just a rip off of EVE Online?
It's very much a first/third person game, whereas EVE Online you're
total macro.
It's totally. I don't think you have like a player character in EVE Online.
Do you know what I mean when I say macro?
Macro is where you're just controlling like spreadsheets and looking at the big picture.
Yeah,
you're not
big picture.
I'm not controlling a character. I'm more like I'm controlling the events that.
Like macroeconomics is economics for the globe versus
right.
microeconomics versus economics for
looking
a small
at industries
town.
or like small things. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. But it is so right now they're designing what they're calling modules, and these modules are, for example, they have Squadron 76. Nope, I'm probably making that number up because of the game that we're talking about. But it's like Squadron 42.
Not going to be that number.
It's Squadron 42, I think. Cool. I think is what it is. And they got a bunch of actors like Gary Oldman, Mark Hamill.
Jesus, brought in some real talent.
Some Game of Thrones actors. Who's the Onion Knight? You know what I'm talking about.
Davros?
Sir Davros. Sir Davos.
Davos?
From Game of Thrones. He's missing the fingers. He's missing his fingers. Come on. He's with Jon Snow right now in the story currently. Anyway, that actor, Cunningham, Liam Cunningham is his name. So they're getting
no recollection.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Just let it go.
Game of Thrones.
He was memorable to you. He was not memorable to me.
So like they're making this full-on single-player story that you will be part of Squadron 42 or whatever, and it's supposed to be like a sequel to Wing Commander.
Star Citizen is a sequel to Wing Commander?
Technically, yeah. The guy
did they make the original Wing Commander?
The guy who kickstarted Star Citizen is you might have to. Oh, yep, there it is. The guy who's creating it is the guy who did Wing Commander back in like I want to say the 70s or 80s, whenever that was. So he's looking at the actors right now in the current
story.
Trying
to see who this Sir Davos is.
It's Liam Cunningham. His name is Liam Cunningham.
Liam Cunningham.
But there's a bunch of big names in the game too. If you go on their website, you can see all kinds of like clips that they're doing and all the motion capture, and they have finalized CG of these people's faces. Like it's very much like it looks kind of finished, but I think they're not. It's still years away. Liam Cunningham.
Oh, that dude.
Cunningham. Yeah, that's it.
Sir Davos. Yeah,
that's what I said.
I don't remember him having less fingers.
He wears a glove.
Oh,
but you can see, but you know he doesn't have fingers because he mentions it in the show.
Finer details.
Yeah. Anyway, so
that was probably important for me understanding this character better.
In the game right now, you can do a few things. You can visit your hangar because when you buy into the game, you're buying a ship essentially.
Foggy Bottom, isn't that where he's from?
I don't remember.
Is it called Foggy Bottom?
That's a detail. I'm not.
It's something Bottom.
They call him Onion Knight.
No, but he's from like a weird small village or something in not village, like a part of King's Landing. Like when he was a kid, he was like,
I'm not ready to I don't know.
He bonded with this other act, whatever. You know what?
Who cares?
It's Game of Thrones. It's complicated.
This isn't
I'm going to keep my phone next to me when I'm watching the show, so I'm good to go.
Perfect. So when you buy into the game, you get you're pretty much you pick a ship that you want. And these ships can go upwards of like hundreds of dollars, and I'm like not even kidding. You're still looking at Sir Davos?
No. You gotta do it.
Gotta do what? Keep talking?
Yeah, keep talking. I'm listening.
Sure. And these ships go for like hundreds of dollars, sometimes even thousands.
And they're gonna do this like EVE Online type trade thing as well.
Kinda. It's really hard to. You have to go to their site and like look up what they're proposing. They're proposing pretty much the largest universe, and they're building ships, and they're building planets like you can just land on, kind of like No Man's Sky, but not randomly generated. These are going to be all thought out, very much deliberate in nature. Every one of these planets. They have some cool demos out there you can check out of their like open world gameplay. But when you buy into this, you get access to different modules. You have your hangar where you can like walk around and look at your ship and get in it, check out the systems and how it functions. You have access to one solar system, one specific system that you can fly around and do missions in, and there's a space station and that. And then there's a city that you can explore that they've built. So like it's
on one of the planets?
Not on these in this specific system, no. It's a separate module. They're moduled.
So they're basically showing off things that
are potentially
could be in a big, huge world.
Correct. So like you get a city, you get a solar
Here's a sample
system.
of what a city will look like when you play the game.
Correct.
Here's a sample of what the open world will look like when you play a game.
Exactly.
But have they given a hint that there's a transition between the two at all?
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, a lot of their gameplay demos, they show you leaving a city, calling your ship from a hangar, getting in your ship, and then going...
But you don't actually do that?
Not in these modules. They're separated. That's why I'm
yeah,
calling them
I
modules.
I know.
They're very much separated from each other. And
yeah, the way you're describing it sounds... Okay.
Yeah, and it's very ambitious. And like when I say that, I mean like they've raised the most money that any other Kickstarter has ever generated for a game that hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, they got fucking Oldman on board, man.
They got Oldman, they got Mark Hamill, so that's exciting.
He's not in the credits though.
Oh, he's not.
No.
There's I'm pretty sure you can see like renderings of his face.
Neither is Liam Cunningham.
That's so weird. I could be making this up. I'm pretty sure I'm not though.
I don't think you're making it up. I think this game is not fully formed, and the actors for Red Dead weren't even like
in the IMDb. Yeah,
in the IMDb until like 2 days before Red Dead came out.
That makes sense. They did want to keep a lot of... They keep it very hush-hush
yeah.
in development. But anyway, that's Star Citizen, and everything about it is cool. The ship combat is awesome. Everything effects-wise is amazing. It controls better now. Let me tell you, before this patch, I could not play it at all because I was chugging along at like 5 frames a second because of how it was optimized. So now I'm running at a smooth, buttery 60 frames a second, and it looks gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
So I'm definitely going to play it a little bit more. I'm going to see if Trip wants to join me and do some ship missions because
you should,
because you have that whole solar system to play around in.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, indeed.
Did they give you an impression that your progress is going to transfer to?
No, but you own that ship that you bought when you bought your ticket into the game.
Oh, okay.
That's your ship.
That's yours.
And you'll be able to, as you live through the universe, buy upgraded ships and newer ships, or I guess you can spend real money and buy ships that you want, because let me tell you, there's really cool ships that you can get that require more than one person to pilot. Cool. Sometimes you can go up to like 6 people where some person's controlling the guns. You have a co-pilot,
Sea of Thieves
navigation, very much Sea of Thieves like. And I played on one of these ships in one of the earlier betas, like earlier patches, and it's pretty cool to see a crew of people standing in a Star Trek like bridge doing space stuff. What your navigation? I'm the pilot,
Mr. Sulu.
Here's the gunner.
Go.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I can't even remember if Sulu was the guy who ran the engine.
Sulu's the pilot. Yeah.
Oh, he was.
Sulu, you were right.
I fucking nailed that.
Spock was the science officer.
Right. The engineer was Scotty.
Yes, he was. Yep.
Chief engineer.
Who was
Scotty?
What did what's his Chekhov do?
I don't fucking know.
Forgot.
Human relations.
No, he was the Russian.
I know.
He was.
I guessed.
Anyway,
are you an actual Trekkie?
I've watched all of them.
Like all of them.
All of them except for the animated series from the '60s. Yeah.
So you watched like Voyager and.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Voyager, Deep Space Nine.
You are a Trekkie.
The original series.
God damn. Do you call yourself a Trekker or a Trekkie?
No, I'm just a sci-fi nerd. I fucking love sci-fi because
I like science fiction too, but that's just a lot, man.
Dude. All right,
that's some heavy, hard science fiction.
Here's the way here's what I did. I finished all of Star Trek, and I was like, I want more. I'm gonna watch all of Stargate.
So this was recent.
No, this is a few years ago. This is like I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago, where I was like, yeah, I want all this. Give it all to me. I plowed through all of the Stargate series. Farscape's a good one. If for anyone out there, if you want to check out Farscape, please do. It's an amazing show. Trying to think of what else. Stargate's. What other sci-fi shows? Doesn't matter.
The Colony?
Nah, I didn't like that one.
You didn't like it?
I watched season 1, but I was like, this is.
What about the
family drama?
Recent one.
Oh, the Expanse.
The Expanse.
The Expanse is a little out there for me.
Oh,
I know this is a video game show, but like I watched season 1.
This is you and I on a show together.
This is true.
The reason we normally don't talk about TV shows on this show is because the other two people
don't really care
on the show. Don't care as much. I mean, Locke does. He watches a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
But like, like Trip Zero likes to keep it in straight and narrow when he's
calling him out.
Yeah, he calls us out on deviating from topic.
But you're calling him out right now.
Not really.
And calling us out.
No, I think he should continue doing what he does.
Oh, for sure.
Keeping us in line.
But yeah, The Expanse didn't really click for me. I watched season 1, started to watch season 2, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this. Like, I get there's a really like big fan base for the show and the books, but I'm just not. Nothing grabbed me. The characters
I got them all in my queue. And
did you watch Battlestar Galactica?
So I watched Battlestar Galactica the movie, which was like
the pilot movie.
First part of the show.
Oh my god, dude, you have to watch it.
And then I didn't continue after that.
You gotta.
I couldn't find it. The fucking show is locked up, tied up in so many fucking licensing problems that you can't get it anywhere. I mean, I think the source of how I get my content now might have it, and so I might be able to get that.
We'll talk later about that. But you should watch Battlestar because it's by far one of the best sci-fi shows ever.
I was told that I should watch it, and this was probably about 5 years ago. And then I went to find it on a streaming service,
and it's been
stripped
from.
It was only for sale on Amazon for a lot of money, and I was like, no,
not happening.
No.
It's all good, man. All right, so shall we get to the meat and potatoes of this?
The meat and 2 bits.
And 2 bits of the show. We've been playing...
The meat and 2 bits, baby.
We've been playing Fallout 76.
We have been having different experiences from what you've been describing thus far.
Well, I want to say they're similar, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, let's start from the beginning. I was very... I had a hard time deciding whether or not I was going to purchase this game after the beta.
I watched it. It unfolded in our Discord back and forth.
And
you were putting a lot of like, what's the emoji where there's tension on your face?
Yeah, just like what
do I do?
What do I do?
But here's the thing: did I influence that? Because I didn't want to force you in the wrong direction.
No, you didn't.
I was not on the same machine you'd be playing on.
No,
and I think the PC experience is inferior.
I've already modded the game, by the way.
So I think what I've heard is the overall PC experience has been a little bit more janky than the experience I've been having in the Xbox. But the question I wanted to ask you is, have you observed when watching my stream the same problems that you dislike about your PC experience?
No. Let me ask you this then. Have you seen enemy characters just kind of like stiff and then moving across the world?
Like sliding?
Kinda.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we've been experiencing very similar bugs. Nothing like that crazy different. Like I've seen things just spawn in on me. I've had enemies attack me. I don't know where they're coming from. I have to use the VATS to make sure I get a target on them because they're just not spawning in.
Right.
Like there are plenty of issues in the game, like abundant, more so. I feel like they're even compounded more because now we're worrying about staying online, connected to their servers, which are feeding us all this data.
Is that happening to you a lot? Are you getting booted out of their server entirely?
I'll tell. All right, my big play session was Saturday. I played from like 3 p.m. to like 4 a.m. I think I got booted once that whole play session.
Yeah.
That whole play session.
Now, one time in a play session, is that problematic for you? Because I've been booted at least just once every play session.
It makes it harder because I don't know when the game saves because it depends on when the sync happens with the server.
Well, here's the one thing I will say. The reason I'm not as angry about it is because of how easy it is to just get back in.
And that hasn't been a problem.
That's never a problem, getting back in.
But it is frustrating when you're in the middle of doing something and then you get booted, you know?
But I will tell you that, like, I don't lose anything when it happens.
Yep.
I get back in no problem.
Yep.
And years ago, when I was playing fucking Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out, you would get booted and lose shit. You would lose shit, lose progress. Then it would take you fucking 20 minutes to get the fuck back into a server.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I have a definitely a measure on like what's really bad and what's
I'll tell
not
you.
as
I'll tell
bad.
you where it is really bad, and I did get booted off during this. You have your camp, right? Which
Yeah.
is great. I love it. That's like honestly one of the best things about the game.
Right.
But the compounds that you can take over, the big landmarks that let you take over.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and it gets fucking crazy.
And I think that's fine. That's cool because you got to defend it, but you're also mining resources.
No, I was saying like the glitchiness of the game gets crazier.
Yes. Getting disconnected when you own one of those
Oh, that's bad.
is not great because you lose ownership of it, and all the stuff that you were building in that specific area, it's gone. Unless you're in a party. And then ownership,
your party possesses.
Then your ownership gets transferred over and nothing gets lost. But me playing by myself this on Saturday, that didn't happen. And I played. I'll tell you one thing. I was purposely playing it by myself for the first like 6 or so hours.
Well,
see how it feels.
It's crazy, but it is a fucking true statement to say that this Fallout does not favor the individual.
No, it doesn't
at all.
No, in fact, in every step of the way, they want you to be interacting with other
people, like
whether it be in a party or just random encounters.
Just the fact that the team system doesn't fall apart at all, like when there's problems with the server, means that they emphasized the team play more. They really put their all into making it a team.
For example,
game.
when you crash to your dashboard and you go back into the game,
and it just says play with team.
It says play with team, and it puts you right back.
Right back in.
It's like holding on to it, It's
But the single player doesn't really have the narrative to tie them to the world. The single player doesn't really have the support to tie them to the world.
No.
The game doesn't really, like if you don't have those things in the world that require a team to get, just in the design of the game, make it so it's hard for a single player to enjoy the experience. It's just not a single player game.
This is it's like they made a Fallout, but not for like the Fallout fans.
Right. I don't want to say that.
Not for like the diehard people that they like. When I said this last week, people who I know who play Fallout for the Fallout nature of it, they like the odd NPCs, the weird encounters that you have in the world, all like the crazy post-apocalyptic towns bustling with people, and it's like you know what I mean, like in Skyrim and in the other Fallout games, it's like you have a living, breathing world, but this is not that. This is like a very desolate, very lonely, isolating place, except for the players that you're running into. Yeah. No matter what, like the stories that I'm hearing and the experiences I've had. Like I'll give you an example of something that I ran into. I was walking into an area where there was another player, and I saw a Yaogwai, the big bear things.
Yaogwai.
And I was like, oh shit, gotta fight. And like I fought it, and then I ran into this dude. And he was like, "Oh, hey man, I just want you to know there's a Yaogwai over there. You might want to be careful." And I'm like, "Oh, you mean the Yaogwai that's dead over there?" Yeah, thanks for the heads up, man.
The one that I just owned.
But one thing I'm noticing is people aren't initiating PvP out of nowhere. No one's trying to grief me.
You want that?
Not necessarily. But here's the thing. I was playing with our friend Channing Tater in the Discord.
Yeah, who I was reading in your Discord conversation that you guys like. He wants to create panic.
He wants to be an agitator.
He does. I could hear it.
From the beta, I had a wanted on me. The last thing I did in the beta, I should tell you this.
Go ahead.
I was like, servers are going down in 10 minutes. Let's just fuck with people.
Let's kill people.
So we did that. I got a bounty on me. Logged and got kicked out, right? I got logged out of the game.
Did it have the thing at that time where you both have to initiate the shooting at the same time?
Yes.
It did?
Yeah, that does work. That did work.
I wasn't sure if that was early in the beta or not.
So when I logged back in for the first time after launch, I still had that bounty on my character.
Of course you did.
Yeah, it was still there.
Because as we all know, the beta is no different than the game.
Right. It just transferred right. It was no different than the game.
It was the same piece of shit
False
that we had
flag.
on the beta.
But here, so when we got in and me and Channing took over this power plant, we claimed this power plant together.
The same power plant that I worked on the first day, probably. The one that has like
no, not that one,
but one that has acid and
no, but I didn't know which one you were talking about, and we did. That's where we got into our gunfight before the servers died. Okay. That's where we were. True story.
Cool.
But there's another power plant up north that we took over.
Yeah, I saw that one on the map. I just haven't gone to it.
And this team of 2 people decided, oh, there's a guy with a bounty over here. Let's go get him. Me. They're talking about me.
Oh.
And we heard them on comms. They had their mics were open.
Oh,
and we were like, they were like, let's get them. Like, let's do it. And then we're like, hey guys, if you want to start something, we're ready to go, baby. And Channing and I got into this fight, and Channing whips out his big hammer with the fucking turbo jets on it, and
he's got one of the power jet hammers.
Oh yeah, he's got a big ass hammer, and I'm sitting in this structure.
I haven't found those,
dude. I felt like I was playing Fortnite for a second. This is where I think it could be fun because.
Oh, were you building to defend yourself?
They were attacking us in my home turf, so I was like turret walls, and I just put walls up, and it felt amazing. I got into the I built a small house, got into the second floor, and I'm sniping them from up top, putting more turrets next to me.
Well, if you have room in your blueprint, you could just lay a whole house down.
Just go.
Did you make blueprints yet?
Oh, dude, when I watched you discover the blueprint process, and
did you
dude,
also
it's fun as fuck.
Did you continue? Did you continue watching me discover the problem with the blueprint
No. Would you care to elaborate?
Yes.
Wait, but before you do that,
go ahead.
I just want to say we had this whole encounter where I farmed. I want to say a couple hundred caps because these guys wanted to. They
wanted to go.
They didn't kill us at all. We just had the home turf advantage, and we chased them into the woods. But
that's the deterrent of PvP gameplay. Like the reason why those guys were at a disadvantage is because when you're going up against somebody's camp, you are seriously disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Because they don't want people to prey on people's camps.
Right.
They want, if you're going to do PvP, they're like, take it out of town, bros.
Mm-hmm.
Take it out of town. Don't be fucking with people's personal camps.
When we got into our first PvP experience, Channing, this was like in the beta, Channing was like, "Oh, let's fight these guys. We're another team of 2 people. Let's go get them." So we did, and the first thing I did was I dropped my camp and built turrets. And all of a sudden, now we're losing.
Right.
So,
they're not going to win because the game favors like
the
protection
base,
of people's vital camps that
which
matter.
I appreciate. I did happen in the main game now. I put my camp in a nice, cozy part of the woods where I have my own little house shack in the woods. Like I made like a house and blueprinted it and everything. And sometimes it actually, funny enough, gets attacked by like NPC characters.
Oh, it does,
like
yeah.
enemy creatures.
Like my camp gets attacked by right now where I have my camp is out in that like fucking. It looks like a nuclear bomb dropped there.
Sure.
It's that huge wasteland out by Grafton.
Okay.
So that place is profuse with fucking rad rats, which is a new creature.
Mm-hmm.
The rad rats are just giant rats.
Yeah.
You know, rodents of unusual size.
Ooh. Rodents.
The RUSs.
Yes, of course.
What's that a reference to?
That's Princess Bride.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Please. But tell me about your blueprint experience.
So blueprints were amazing. When I found that without knowing about it ahead of time, my mind was blown. I was like, oh shit. So I can like load up this whole blueprint and then just drop it whenever I feel like it. I was like, I don't have to like rebuild my camp every time.
But I have questions about this.
Yeah.
Does it when you build, let's say I move my camp, does the house get stored? Does the blueprint get stored?
Yes, that's the problem. So here's the problem.
What does that mean though?
Okay. The camp and the storage count toward your budget. And the budget, if anyone in the audience doesn't know what I'm talking about, there's a certain amount of items you can drop on the floor of the world, and it's called your budget.
Yeah.
And it's a meter, and when that meter fills up, you've dropped too many items. Like if I drop like 60 lamps, I might hit my cap on my budget, right? Or whatever. So you got to pay attention to your budget line, and if it's getting close to filling up, you don't want to use certain things.
Or take down some things.
Right. You got to take down some things. So here's what happens when you move your camp. You have the one that's there, that's in your budget, and you leave. And I was worried that it wasn't going to take the items, like that it was going to leave it behind, and I would have to pack everything up individually.
Right.
But it didn't do that. And I was in a hurry and dropped my, dropped my camp pack. What's it called?
Camp.
The camp object that you drop.
Yeah,
looks like a little.
It's an abbreviation of camp or whatever.
Right. So I dropped the little device, the camp device, in another place, which was in this Grafton area, and then went to drop my budgets that I made, which are my blueprint budgets. Yeah. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. My blueprints. I went to drop my blueprints in this other place, And the camp did wrap all the items into storage. The problem is the storage counts toward your budget. So when I tried to re-drop my blueprints in the new area, it said I was over budget. I couldn't do it because the blueprint is not pulling from the storage. It's trying to make the camp over again.
Using your parts.
Using my parts. So what it needs to do is either or. It needs to pull from the stored shit, or the stored shit needs to not count toward my fucking budget.
Or when you take down an old camp, it needs to replenish your... What happens to those...
Anyway, but it needs to not do what it does now, which is shit. Because what I had to do is I had to break down everything in my storage. Break it all down. And here's the problem with that, because you don't get part for part what you put into it.
Right, you lose...
So what you don't get back is you don't get back the gears.
Which you need to build.
Everything in your fucking blueprint. Like, each one of my blueprints required at least 10 gears.
Dude, don't even talk about adhesives and fucking aluminum. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's another level.
So everything in every one of my blueprints that I had pre-built all required gears, and I had 0 gears after I broke down all the shit in the storage to get my budget back. Got the budget back, and then I was able to put back some things, but not everything. And then it was essentially it was like a half. I got my camp built halfway.
Okay,
and then had
this is actually really good for me to know. Yeah. So when making a blueprint, you want to make it as minimal as possible.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing.
Because I made a blueprint of my house, which is like a 2-story house with all of my fucking, what are they called? The crafting stations.
That's okay.
Okay, that's okay.
That's okay. What you don't want is uneven things that are sitting off a pallet. Essentially, when you blueprint something, you want to blueprint on a pallet. You take 4 slats or 10 slats or whatever amount.
What if there's a turret sitting on the pallet?
That's fine.
Okay.
Like, I have a house, and the house has on top of it 2 turrets. Okay. Right?
Yep.
You do not want to have anything that's external to the house because it makes it uneven, and then you can't place it anywhere. Like, my original camp, I had set up on a hillside. So, like I had put down next to it like a couple of generators, and I included them in the blueprint. That was bad. Generators need to just be separate. Keep your generators separate and place them wherever you want them to do. The good news is you can go in and redo your blueprint. And Did you know there's an option for selecting the whole house at once?
Yes.
Without having to do everything individually?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that for a little bit, but
there's a key command listed at the bottom.
Yeah. I found that, which is like select the whole house, and then if anything,
does it select anything inside the house?
Yeah, it does everything. It does the beds, it does lights, it does everything.
I'm gonna rewind a second because I wasn't too clear on this. If I were to, let's say, move my camp, and I want to put my house down exactly as it was before,
you could go ahead and store everything.
Okay. Oh, okay, wait. So put it in.
No, that still wouldn't work. That still wouldn't work because that's the same problem. The problem is the fact that when you go to set your blueprint, it doesn't pull from your storage. It pulls from the fucking
junk pile.
That's the problem. And you can't get around that because they got to change it.
Shit. Okay, well, fuck.
I'm just saying it's not bad. It's only half bad.
It's just very inconvenient.
Because you get most of the materials back when you break down the storage.
That actually leads me to one of my biggest problems with the game. And it's the lack of storage space that you have as a character.
Yeah. I mean, we know that.
Just
so you know, can we clarify to everyone, all audio? I watched a video on YouTube to determine this. I watched a guy do it. Bulking things does shit for you.
Really?
Bulking things will not,
save you
under
space.
any circumstance, save you space. So there was a guy who filled his storage to the 400, and then he bulked metal. And it brought him down to 398 in his storage, which looked like on the surface that he had improved his situation, like he had decreased. But in reality, when you bulk something, it pulls it out of storage and puts it in your inventory.
So it appears that way.
So it appeared that his storage went down. But what happened was the bulk steel just moved to his inventory. And then he put it right back and it went back to 400. So steel does nothing. Steel does nothing.
Bulking is just wasting plastic.
No, bulking has a purpose, and the one purpose it's for is to sell the shit, because you can't go to a store and sell scrap at all.
Oh.
If you want to manage your inventory, you have to bulk in order to sell it.
Oh my God, I wish I knew this.
Yeah. You bulk, and then you go to the vendors and sell the shit. In fact...
Oh my God.
In fact, my ideal now, and I want to find out where it is in the game. My ideal is to find a vendor with a stash with a tinker station.
I know exactly where that is.
Do you?
I do.
Where?
I'll have to look at the map for you. We'll talk about it later.
I need a tinker station to make the bulk. I need the stash to store shit. And then I need the fucking, when I take the bulk, I will need to sell. Because I don't have a problem.
But you also have the problem of vendors have a limited amount of caps.
Yeah, but that's not really an issue because I'm not worried about how much caps I get out of it.
Right, it's true.
All I'm trying to do is unload some of this, like the insane amount of fucking, one material over another. Like I had
bulking.
I had 500 rubber recently.
Yeah.
I was like, why do I need that? So I bulked a bunch of rubber and sold it. Yeah. Got money for it. I was like, cool. Now I don't have as much of a. My stash now is sitting like around 330. And that's after
I'm teetering on the edge so hard.
Then you have to bulk and sell. You got to really.
I bulked many things.
You got to bulk.
I got to sell them now. Yeah.
You got to sell them. Yeah, you got to sell what you bulked. If you don't think you're going to need the materials for building, or
does crafting pull from bulked items? Can you unbulk things?
Yeah, no. When you craft, it pulls from whatever you have, including whether it's bulk or whether it's loose.
All right, just checking.
Right?
Just checking.
One thing that you need to understand, though, on any tinker machine in the world, any tinker machine, you can be nowhere near your fucking base.
Pulls from your stash.
If you bulk, you're bulking from your stash, which means it's going to take up your fucking inventory.
Yeah, any of the workstations will actually just pull from your stash. Regardless.
But all
which I like, it's fine.
For the fucking first day I was playing, someone came in my stream and said, bulking is going to help you. It's going to improve your space.
I remember that was in your stream then.
And that's fine. I already talked to him about it. I sent him like a DM after I watched this video of this guy demonstrating it. Now,
bulking is.
The one thing the guy did also demonstrate is that bulking, but we think it's a bug. I think it's a bug. Bulking aluminum and bulking lead actually did split in half. So if you bulked 8 aluminum, it would be 4 weight in bulk.
Oh.
So aluminum and lead, they seem to, but I think now
save you space.
Now I think it's a bug. I don't think it's a feature.
Right.
And
there's
I think they just fucked up on how that.
The people at the
works.
Fallout 76 subreddit have been post the Monday patch this week, the big patch that dropped. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, you were like 45 gig patch. Oh my god.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm not. Oh my god.
No.
Like, don't do it. Don't patch your fucking broke game.
I mean, a lot of people, not you specifically. A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, a 45 gig patch. What the hell?" That's not good.
Oh, it's not problematic to me because I just upgraded my Xbox storage to fucking 4 terabytes.
See, here's the thing, though. It's not adding 45 gigs. The way.
Oh no, it's overwriting.
It's overwriting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's because of the way their system is. This is the antiquated, creation engine.
Jesus. Whatever.
Look, I'm enjoying my time in the game.
So am I.
Very much so. I want to go back and play it right now.
Same here.
Like I've told, and I know you're gonna after this.
I'm fucking playing tonight.
But there's no doubt a lot of issues with how this game is constructed.
I am not
just at a buggy level, but just as a game itself.
I'm not in the camp of disagreeing with somebody who says that game is fucking buggy, dude.
Well,
I'm not in that camp.
I think if you said that, you'd be objectively wrong.
Objectively wrong. So I'm not in the camp. I'm not in the camp of saying that the game doesn't have a bunch of problems because it does. But I am definitely in the camp of saying I don't agree with the people who say that's not Fallout. I don't agree with you. If you say that Fallout 76 is not Fallout, I disagree with you 100%.
I would say it's a different kind of Fallout.
It's totally a different kind of Fallout,
but it's
still Fallout.
For the Minecraft age, you could say, or for the DayZs
and this
of
is
the world.
This is my own. What I'm about to say is my own personal experience.
Yeah.
But here's what I learned from this. This is the Fallout I've always wanted.
Wow.
This is how I wanted Fallout.
This is the game they made for you. So do you know?
But I didn't know that, and I regard myself as a super Fallout fan.
Oh, we know how much time you spent in 4.
I know.
But here's the thing: do you don't miss the NPC interactions?
Fuck no.
In fact, conversations.
It shined light on why I behaved the way I did in Fallout New Vegas.
Wow.
So Fallout New Vegas was my favorite Fallout prior to this, right? And the reason why is because I went on a killing spree and killed all of the NPCs. But now I realize that the reason why I love this is a psychological fucking question right here. The reason why I loved that game is because I could get rid of them because I hate them. Fallout doesn't feel like Fallout when NPCs are there They're fucking obnoxious. They make no sense. Why is a world that's devoid of people full of people? So anyway, this is an existential question that no one needs to answer, but I answered it for myself, and I'm good with it. The narrative that is plotted down in Fallout was an encumbrance for me, and I didn't realize it until I played this.
Now, this is, people would say, is a very directionless version of Fallout.
Directional?
Directionless.
Oh, directionless. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Where would you see yourself?
Like, I agreed 100% with Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
He said that this game doesn't have the narrative, and but what I disagree.
It's not driven by the narrative.
Right, but what I disagree with Jim is Jim said that that's because they were lazy and didn't feel like doing it. And I don't agree with that at all.
Okay.
This is intentional, and the byproduct of it, you're either going to love or hate if you've played Fallout religiously in your past. And it really comes down to what you enjoyed most in Fallout. And as it turns out, the crafting and the survivalist of aspects to Fallout are the things that I love the most. The NPCs I love the least.
And it's funny that when I was teetering on the edge of buying this, I was like, why do I want to get this game? Why do I want to play this? And then I remember the times I played DayZ and all the, because there was a time in my life where I was like, survival games. Yes, I want to play Rust. I want to play DayZ. And now there's a Fallout version of it.
I've never played Rust, but Jim Sterling compared this to Rust.
Rust is even more directionless than this game.
Right.
I would say this is pretty cool considering that it's Fallout. There are missions and things to explore and unlock in the world. The world is big and there's crevices that you can explore, and Rust was none of that. You were literally just put on a world, and then you do the crafting thing. You're hunting, you're chopping trees down, you're doing all that stuff to build a house and survival, and you go from pretty much you're going from the Stone Age to a more modern age of upgrading your stuff. It has a progression of that nature where you want to go from using sticks and stones to getting a gun and like AKs and like full on automatic weapons. Like
it's just so funny how much I'm
this.
comfortable in this world's skin.
That's so cool.
It's super
I
weird.
appreciate that you like that. Yeah.
And I've been playing with my buddy Jay Prince, who you may or may not know. I've been playing with Jay Prince, and he agrees with me. Like, he's like, people who are upset about this game haven't played it.
A lot of them know.
They haven't dug in and fucking played it. But, you know, like, with the amount of negative bullshit that went out there about it, I'm not surprised you didn't play it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people on YouTube put up, like, a lot of the big YouTubers put their videos like, this is garbage, and they did that. They went on the whole schmear campaign.
What's crazy is a majority of the reviews I watched who said that played it alone and didn't get a chance to try it with many people at once.
It's almost as if they weren't using the systems the way that kind of were intended.
That it was intended, yeah.
And they're like, oh, there's no NPCs. But like, what if you took that mindset and go, but there are NPCs. It's you, and it's you, and it's this person. Why not go out and try and make connections with these people who are roaming the wasteland?
Every single day when I go into our camp, by the way, I have a role. You know, if we're not going to call this a role playing game because there's no role and there's
totally role.
So I have a role. Ask me what my role is.
Are you the crafter?
I'm the crafter. I'm the guy in camp who gets people settled on shit.
Yep. And
you need bullets? What do you need? I'll get it for you. You know, I'll craft it for you. I'll make it for you.
I was in your stream around then, and I was like, people are playing as NPCs. They're acting as vendors.
Yeah. What's his name came in?
And for some reason you were like, I don't know, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, they're acting like they're in the game. They're acting like it.
Bad Hat Man came in when he was like early in my stream, and he was telling me that he sat playing as like a ammo vendor,
sure,
or whatever, because you can't sell ammo.
No, you can't.
You can't sell ammo.
Fucking annoying.
No, it's not annoying. It makes sense.
Why?
The world is hemorrhaging ammo.
The world does hemorrhage ammo. Yeah,
if they made it so that you could sell that, the economy would break.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a great point. That was smart that they didn't make it so you could
sitting
sell
on
ammo.
So much 503 ammo. You have no idea.
I do wish you could break ammo down. That's something that was in New Vegas. I don't know why I can't use the materials from one ammo and put it into the ammo I need. Like,
that would be great.
Because they had a really cool thing in New Vegas it was called a gun press.
Oh yeah,
where you could break down the materials of guns. Like, it would be a cool thing that they could just add in an update. This is a
should.
live game, right?
Yeah.
They could just fucking add in a gun press.
Dude, they have a whole roadmap if we can talk about later if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Later thing.
It's really funny though because I've been on the on the Reddit. So Fallout 76 has its own Reddit, and then Fallout has its own Reddit, like the general Fallout. And seeing those two Reddits, it's like you walk into the Twilight Zone.
Well, is the Fallout 76 Reddit positive?
The Fallout 76 Reddit is generally positive
Because they're playing it.
They're playing it, and they're generally like, yeah, I get it. It's not perfect. It's a not as polished as anyone would like. But look, I'm finding fun in it. Which is where they're coming from. They're like, I'm finding fun in doing these. And they're like posting things like, I had this cool interaction. I did this. And
yeah,
this
the
was
one
really
guy
fun.
was like, but Bipolar Daedra comes in my stream all the time, and he jumped in and just started playing with us, joined our little team and everything. And he was like, dude, you got to come down and check out the Mothman Museum. There's something really cool down there. And I was like,
that's a fun thing.
I haven't been there yet.
Let's go.
I didn't go yet, but like
take me
that's
on a tour.
that's like the type of thing. And I've really relied heavily on people having fast travel points already unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can go there because they can fast travel to
Yep.
it, and then I just fast travel to them for free.
Yep.
So there's like this piggyback that you do on a regular basis. I mean, if you're somebody who does not like playing with other people, and you really have to look inside yourself, but if you don't like playing with other people,
This isn't the game
you
for
should
you.
never fucking play this game.
Yeah.
Like, never. Don't even bother. But if you actually have had really decent online past experiences with any type of game, and you think you could have another one, this is the game where you're going to have it. Like,
Absolutely.
it was fucking great. Like, there was just so many different moments that were just fucking cool, where we saved each other. I will tell you that, like, the game gets really fun with 4 people because it's hard. It's harder, or it scales up.
Oh, cool.
For 4 people.
That's awesome.
When you're at 1 person, you're pretty OP. Like, you can kill a lot of shit. Although, I mean,
I'm level 28 now, and I've been getting like I've been finding harder enemies that are a little bit harder than what they're beyond my reach of like things I can kill.
Well,
Dude, I was walking through the wilderness, and the Mothman himself visited me.
Oh God!
And attacked me. And I was like, okay, I guess we're fighting now. And like, and then I got him like about halfway, and then he disappeared. He just went woof, and he disappeared.
I mean, I just got attacked like recently. I got killed because I got attacked by fucking, I don't know, it had to have been like 10 super mutants at once.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I walked into a super mutant
I've been
spawn.
affected by hordes. I've had hordes of like scorchers or whatever.
But I'm not to the point now where I pick up guns from anyone. I don't need like the materials from guns anymore.
Breaking down guns unlocks attachments.
I know.
The attachments.
If they have different guns, I'm saying I'll
Right.
pick them up. But if the guns are pipe pistols and things like that,
You
like
ignore
when
them.
I first started the game, I was like, pick that up, pick that up, pick that up, pick
Right,
that up, break
right.
it all down, break it all down.
At the point I'm at is now as well as I have to ignore certain things.
Yeah,
I'm
you
only
just
looking
have to.
for adhesive and aluminum. Like those are like SL and
Well, you just make sure you use your the thing where you can mark.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you
so
gotta
now
use
items.
that, yeah.
So like I told you, I modded the game already. Here's one of the two of the mods I used. Ready?
Go ahead.
The first mod I installed was the ability to reorder your inventory.
Oh God, thank God.
So I hit Control on my keyboard, and it goes.
Wait, when did the mods get released for PC? Instantly?
People make mods; they just do them. This isn't like console where you have to wait for the store to open up. This isn't like that.
That's really
So this is I had to go into the files and add this file into my game library. I literally had to like make sure the game runs this file as it boots up.
Cool.
Anyway, so the inventory management reorganizes them. So for example, in my aid menu where all your chems and food and water are stored, I can now go through food that I prepared, water that's prepared, water and chems. So I can
and it only shows you that certain thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Same with armor and apparel.
You wonder
why
do people come out with these mods? Why didn't they do this?
Yeah, the awful thing is
stupid.
people have been adding mods like this for years into these games.
Well, no, but here's I will say.
So Bethesda knows about them.
No, but like the result of the mod community has shown up in their build of this game.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things that are in this game that make it better and superior to any
you're saying
previous Fallout that they baked into, like the Tinker Station alone is a station that never existed in Fallout 4, right? And needed to be in Fallout 4, the Tinker Station.
Gotcha.
What it does.
Yeah.
The fact that you can craft fucking bullets in it.
That's perfect.
I don't even think in Fallout 4 you could craft bullets. You had to mod to craft bullets.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so there was no bullet crafting in Fallout 4. The fact that that came in there is a byproduct of Fallout 4 and New Vegas, because New Vegas had that bullet crafting. It was great.
Yeah, the second mod that I installed was, it's a mod where when you look at an object in the world, it tells you what it breaks down into.
Yeah.
So,
are there chem blueprints for making the chems, like Psycho and?
Yes, they're recipes. So you got plans and you got recipes.
Yeah, but I haven't found any. You have found an actual chem recipe?
I haven't found chem recipes.
That's what I'm saying.
I've found recipes for food.
That's
and
what
water.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know there's food recipes, but I'm really thinking there aren't chem recipes.
They could be late game. Like,
maybe
because for the way Fallout works is they have big loot pools of what you find, and they change throughout your level. Because the moment I hit level 20 to 25, I started finding a new sets of guns, like the auto rifle and the auto shotguns. Like I started finding.
Do we have time to talk about perk cards? Can you talk about that for 5 seconds?
We're an hour and 12 minutes in here.
I know.
Wow, we've been talking a while. Yeah, let's talk about those. Well, before we do, I want to say it was really hard for me to purchase this game.
I know.
Because I didn't want to give Bethesda my money. Hear me out. I didn't want to give them my money because this is a product that should not be a $60 product, in my opinion. It is not.
I know it could be a $40 product.
40's better. It's better for sure.
Well, because I feel that it's a DLC to 4.
That's a lot of people I hear saying that too, which is funny. It does feel like that though, you know.
$40 DLC would have been a nice price, Bethesda.
It feels incomplete in a lot of ways.
Missed that one.
It does feel incomplete to me in a lot of ways. There are certain aspects like while the quests are fine and like what they have offered is okay, I'm no longer paying attention to the story. I don't even know what the story is.
Oh, that's so crazy! I went back to do it.
Did you listen to all the tapes and whatever?
No, I'm following the Overseer series,
the Overseer's
the
guy?
First quest.
I'm gonna have to listen to those holotapes again, but they go on, and you have no way of pausing them and rewinding them, and I know it's fine.
I'm doing it,
and the fact that there's just still so many old bugs in this game.
There definitely are.
And that sometimes it does actually inhibit my ability to play the game. And there is a mission that I have. Apparently they patched it on Monday.
Which one?
The one where you have to like repair this fucking cigarette thing.
No, they patched it.
Yeah, so that was apparently.
No, I know because that was the one step in that quest that I hadn't done.
Well,
and
cool. I can start tracking it again, and I can now finish that mission.
They patched it, and I went in and did it yesterday successfully.
Perfect. So I'll do that later.
That's patched.
But it's honestly it's a problem for them to release a game at full retail value and say this is our product. You've beta tested it, and now here it is in the world. And now it's almost like we're all paying $60 for an early access title. It really does feel that way.
Yeah.
Because this to me is almost comparable to No Man's Sky. Not at the amount of vitriol No Man's Sky got, but that game released in 2015, and finally this year that got patched to a point where it is a full, complete game and an experience.
Well, maybe we're going to look forward to an amazing patch next year.
I mean, right now that we're both playing it, we're in the long haul of what's this game going to be like next year. You know, it could. What worries me is post-launch support for Bethesda is really not a thing.
Never a thing.
Skyrim on the Switch is literally the same version of Skyrim that released on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It's literally the same thing, bugs and all. And this, I don't know who their live team is. Like, I don't know who's like managing this game. Who knows? So far, the Fallout 76 team has been on Reddit on the Fallout 76 server. Yeah, they post the patch notes there.
So are they taking like tips?
No, they pop in. They make a patch note thread when they release patch notes and milestone updates, and then the people will comment. That's it, and then they'll hop in the comments and answer questions.
Well, this is
it's what It's Activision does the same thing. The Black Ops team does the same thing too. It's pretty common practice actually at this point. But I want to see better support, post game support like that.
So do I.
Honestly, this game will live and die.
That's
by
a
its
pretty
post-game
quick patch.
support.
Didn't seem like it did a lot, but
it's something.
a quick one.
Their milestone is gonna raise the stash size. That they're gonna add a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully we'll see that. Let's talk about the perk card system.
I just want to be brief about it.
Do you like it?
I think it's superior to any previous Fallout game.
I think it's pretty great. I think it works for the multiplayer aspect of it.
Yeah.
For example, charisma.
Yeah.
It's definitely the multiplayer.
Skill
tree.
The fact that I can share a card with somebody.
I haven't done that yet.
With my whole team.
How does that work?
You just go to the card and hit share.
What does share mean?
It gives it to them. It shows
temporarily
up during your playthrough.
When you disconnect from.
When I leave, they probably lose it. But
oh fuck!
But you only get it when you're over a certain charisma. You got to be over like 4 charisma.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. But you can share a card, any card.
What I do with the perk cards, which is cool because it's a loot boxy system. You open a pack of cards and you get a bunch of stuff. Right? That's fine. You don't pay for it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Let me ask you a question.
But
you don't pay for it.
What?
You don't pay for it.
You don't pay for it.
Yeah, good. But
I love the idea of, okay, I'm now in a party and I'm going to switch my skills up so I can better mesh with the person I'm with. So I can get better XP in the charisma tree and a whole bunch of stuff. And I can switch, like, okay, I'm going to be using these weapons. So let me switch my cards to these cards.
Let me ask you a question. Did you notice the quotations?
Of which?
Search. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So you ever heard of Butcher's Bounty?
No.
Butcher's Bounty is a card you get, I think, under Strength.
Oh, what does it do?
It says every time you search an animal, you get an extra search.
I have that card.
Yeah.
Oh, an extra search? I thought it's like you get more meat.
No. You have to hit a button. In Xbox, it's the Y button. When you search a body to roll a percentage chance to get more meat.
Oh.
And more meat shows up.
So like you search it and then you research it.
There's an extra search you do.
Oh.
And there's tons of cards that have when you search in quotations. I didn't read the quotations, so therefore I didn't know there was an extra search button.
Oh.
So you'll notice now in certain containers there's a Y. Well, for me, Y for
with
search.
Your perk card, yeah.
I can do it for canned goods. I can do it for that one's called Can Do.
Of course.
You can combine them together to increase the percentage chance.
Yeah.
So my Butcher's Bounty is at 60%, so I get double the meat every time I search an animal.
Hell yeah!
I get double the canned goods. For can do. I don't.
If I was
using
using that perk, I would just get rid of all my other food.
There's another one called Pharma, where you can get double the chems.
Nice.
So it's fucking great.
Definitely don't need that. I'm
but
swimming in chems.
When you go and hover over, when you put one of these cards on, you'll see the huge benefit you get from it.
I use the cannibalize perk.
Yeah, how's that work?
So it took me a little bit to figure out, and it's funny because
you can eat the super mutants.
You can eat anything humanoid. I was sitting with my roommate while he was watching me do this, and I was trying to figure it out, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't eat this person, even though I had the card equipped. I was in my power armor. You can't cannibalize while you're in the power armor, so I had to get out of the power armor in order to chomp down on it. And there's a button prompt for that as well.
Yeah, cannibalize was in most of the previous Fallouts.
Right.
That's something you could unlock. End game.
But otherwise, I think it's a cool system.
Did you get the home defense one?
No. What tree is that under?
The minute you get that, you can make all of the really awesome turrets.
What? What?
Yeah, you know how all the other...
What tree is it under?
Home defense might be under intelligence. I can't
Okay,
remember.
cool. Because right now here's what I'm focusing on. Intelligence, because I want to craft everything. I want to be able to craft stuff. And I want strength, because...
Yeah, I'm doing strength and intelligence.
Even though I don't use a lot of melee weapons...
I think it caps at 10, by the way, though.
Okay, cool.
Like, you won't gain any weight, benefit post 10.
Then how do you still get open pack cards? Or get cards?
No. I'm saying it...
so it caps out at 10.
Most people do strength because it increases your carry weight.
Exactly.
But it stops... I think if you get the level 10 of strength, you're not going to increase your carry weight anymore.
Does it go past 10, though?
The strength will go past 10, so you can get more perk cards and stuff.
Cool.
But like you know what? I haven't got that high in any of them, so I don't know if it goes past 10.
Yet. Yeah.
Probably doesn't. I think the specials never went past 10 in the original game.
In the other games, they don't. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they probably all cap out at 10.
And usually, I remember in 3, you had your special you rolled in the beginning of the game, and then it stayed there.
Yeah, but you could. I think when you did a slider on one of the categories, like 10, like if you decide to put all your points into strength, it would only go 10.
Right.
I think 10. It's 10 max.
Like just capped out. That's interesting. We'll have to know because I've run into people in the game who are like 60, 70.
In terms of their level.
In their level.
But you're not looking at their special.
No. I don't know what they're doing. But that tells me that they're going. You can go really high.
Oh, your level can keep going and going and going.
I did, however, funny enough, my camp is outside that airport?
Uh-huh.
It's like one of the first places they
Morgantown.
take you. Morgantown Airport, yeah. Someone dropped a nuke on that town.
Oh, when you were there?
Well, the server gets an announcement. A nuke is dropping. Like,
haven't got it once.
Oh, you haven't seen a nuke yet?
No.
So I was like, oh, and you look on the map and there's a big red circle where it's going to drop. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get back to my camp. It's right outside the circle. I'm going to see what's going on. And I get there and you see the nuke and it's just boom. And it does the whole thing. It does the whole crazy nuke effect. And then everything's red. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go in there and see what's going on.
How fast did you die?
That was a big mistake. You have to take a lot of, first off, you need the armor that protects you against radiation.
Yeah, any power armor, right?
Yeah, well, yes, but also there's hazmat suits and there's armor pieces for your power armor that will protect you against radiation.
Right.
So, anyway,
yeah, I remember that.
What I ended up doing was I took a lot of chems, like Rad-X.
Did you find a blueprint for the power armor repair?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I haven't found that either.
Not there yet. But so I took a bunch of chems, Rad-X and Radaway, ran into the blast zone, and I found this party of people who caused the explosion, and this guy I swear he sounded like Donkey. I'm not joking when I say this. He was like, "It's you and me, Michael. It's you and me. We got the nuke. We got the armor. It's all you and me. We're gonna do this." It was awesome.
And I think it was Donkey.
No, I don't think it was done.
Oh.
I don't. But they were being wacky, and they're like, "Let's find this boss, and we're gonna take him down." Because you get loot from
It was probably somebody streaming live.
Probably. He sounded very animated, and I waved, and I was like, "Oh, I'm level 22."
I don't interact with the world. I don't have an interest in interacting with anyone but people that are with me.
I want to make these experiences.
That's where we differ as social gamers. I'm not a social gamer with people that aren't in my circle.
Strangers.
I don't give a fuck about strangers.
I want to walk up to a stranger and go, "Hey, buddy, what's up? You want to trade? You want to shoot some stuff?"
That shit's awkward as fuck, and I have zero interest in that.
I'm okay with that. I love when my friends are with me. I love when I'm with a party of people. I know.
That's the best part for me, man.
Yeah.
Supplying my friends with shit and
working together,
being the guy that has set the camp up, and one friend, David Cable, he's like, I go in and he's like, "I'm so glad that you're fucking crafting everything."
Because I don't want to do that.
Because I fucking hated that part of Fallout 4.
Look, man, great. I can fill that role. Perfect.
I was like, "I'm doing it for you, man." And then to a degree, I think my friend Jay Prince, I think he doesn't even really like. I think crafting is something that a lot of people. One thing I'll say is I
like crafting.
Well, I think crafting serves a purpose in this.
It does.
It never fit in Fallout 4.
No.
And I think my friend Jay Prince never really enjoyed that aspect of Fallout 4. And now that somebody has taken on the mantle of doing it, because I feel like doing it on a regular basis, he's like, "Oh, the weight's lifted. This guy that I play with,
he'll do it.
He can do it." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And I can enjoy it my way.
I can just play the game how I want to play and kill shit and whatever.
I like it. Yeah.
So
it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, not for everyone, but you can have a lot of fun with the game.
I think so. Is it worth it right now? Maybe not. It depends.
It's only worth it right now if you have friends who are currently actively playing it who are saying, "You need to play this with me," because you need to listen to those friends, believe them, and take and vote, vouch for their character. If you think that they're the type of person who isn't an idiot about their game purchases and they're saying it's good, believe them.
See, it's funny because my roommate is a hardcore Fallout fan. Like, he loves the lore. He loves everything that has to do it. And I bring him up a lot because this is relevant. I want him to play this with me.
But he won't do it.
But he won't do it because he does not feel this is a game for him.
That's probably true.
It probably is true. He's not a very social gamer either. He likes isolating himself in these massive worlds. Like, he likes the sense of, like, I'm exploring this by myself. I'm the lone survivor. He likes that.
You get that more than anything in the world in this game than any other game.
Yeah.
Because the world is gone. There's no other people in this fucking world.
It's true. The environment has to do the storytelling for you.
Yeah, I know.
Which it does. In most places it does, and it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it more. We've been
going
pretty long.
We gotta go.
Not really any news. Sony's not going to be at E3.
But okay.
Okay.
I don't think that Sony not being at E3 is like weird.
You don't think it's weird?
No.
They've been there for like 20 years, since pretty much the beginning.
Rockstar has never been at E3, I don't think. Or maybe they were there one time.
Yeah, I think they were on stage for Sony once when they announced the Agent game that got canceled. That never existed.
That never happened.
That never happened. But yeah, I think it's weird that Sony has used. I feel like you're going to see this more with other companies. We're not going to get into too deep conversation about this, but I feel like more companies are going to control their own message when they're showing off their games, and I think this also is a sign that Sony's getting ready for their next generation. They're getting ready.
So they're probably going to be
taking a break next year.
PlayStation 5 the year after.
I feel like because they canceled a PlayStation Experience this year as well. My prediction, mark this down, y'all. Next PlayStation Experience of 2019, they're going to announce the PS5. That's my prediction. And then it comes out 2020, late 2020.
It's a good prediction. That's solid.
That's what I got.
Cool.
All right. I'm Neo Ayoshi. You can find me at Twitter at Neo_Ayoshi. And Twitch at twitch.tv/NeoAyoshi. I'm probably going to be playing Fallout, Blackout, Call of Duty Blackout, and what other game am I playing? Red Dead. The variation of those. And eventually when the last piece of Spider-Man DLC drops, because that just dropped.
I haven't played any of that.
Neither have I. The second piece dropped this week. When the third one comes out, I'm playing that.
The Black Friday deals are out, by the way.
Which, like all of them.
Yeah, I got Shadow of the Tomb Raider for $30.
PC, not PC.
No, I got it on
console,
my
right?
console.
And
then I got Shadow of War.
Detroit Become Human is $20.
I already bought it.
You have digitally?
Yeah, I bought it digitally.
Damn it! I would borrow that from you.
Yeah,
you got it. It's $20 at GameStop this Friday, so I'm probably gonna pick that up because I didn't get it. That was when God of War was like here, and I was playing God of War. So
same here. I never played it.
We got Game of the Year discussions coming.
Right.
That's gonna happen. That's Game of the Year awards are coming out. Try and watch that.
Oh yeah, I'll check it out.
This week, if Tripp and other people were here, we were gonna do the Game Award prediction stuff. But maybe
when is it?
December 7th or 12th.
So we got a little bit of time.
Here we go. Siri, the Game Awards. Am I
gonna know that.
do I look like an old person when I do that? My dad talks at his phone that way. Hang on. The Game Awards. The Game Awards. Spelled that wrong. December 6th, Thursday.
Okay.
You got time.
So we got a little bit of time. Maybe we'll do our prediction episode like the week before.
Even if we miss it, that's okay. We'll just do a recap.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And because I want to know what you guys think are the winners going to be. Like, what do you think?
And based on my own experiences?
Sure. Or what do you want predicted, and what do you think is going to win?
I think that Red Dead is going to win.
Here you have it, folks. Red Dead goes. They're in a lot of categories.
But I would give Assassin's Creed Odyssey the game of the year.
Damn.
So far.
Cool.
Of what I've played.
Wow.
That's heavy and weighted, but there are reasons behind it, and I certainly didn't play all the games this year.
No, neither did I. For sure did not. All right, tell us who you are, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, and this is Felix Hergood. I'm not a prisoner. I'm just Felix Hergood at twitch.tv/Felix Hergood and mixer.com/Felix
Babyface Felix.
And I just passed 1,000 follows on Mixer and a while ago 2,000 on Twitch. So the stream community is building fast. So come join it.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you then. We'll see you next time. See ya.
Later.
Yeah, look at him. Look at his face.
It's
Look
dope.
at his stupid face without the beard.
Appreciate you being there, dude.
No, you're a sexy, handsome boy. You're a little boy now. I shaved for Halloween. Like I shaved my face. It's already back. Like my face is already fully grown. So think about it. October 30th. It is now.
Yeah, I don't doubt that this shit's gonna be back in like the next 24 hours.
Yeah. I give you a week before you have like a full on
something
like a spread. Like a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have razors. It's not like I spent like fucking 2 years not buying razors or any kind of shaving cream. Why would I start buying that shit
brilliant.
now?